Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special Tuesday edition of MC Squared, the Monday Coffee Conversation. I've got mine with me today. I hope you've got yours. Let's get to it. All right. This is Tuesday instead of Monday because I had some unexpected things come up yesterday. I wasn't planning on being at the school, and then I had the opportunity to where I was there. Had ball practice after work, a meeting at church last night. My plan during my free period while I was at school was to do this video and edit it and all that until I realized that I forgot the charging cable for my laptop. So could not do that with a dead computer. So I said, hey, let's do it Tuesday. And I came home today after school again and had no internet. So I've been troubleshooting and working on that. 2 or 3 other things going on this evening. So if we're a little later than usual time-wise, we apologize. We apologize for being at least 24 hours late. But we are coming to you now. So thank you all for joining us. Before we get into the message, wanted to bring something up. If you weren't at our services Sunday and maybe wasn't able to catch online, we're making some changes with our NC4C ministry. NC4C has always been a teen ministry up to this point, and Freddie and Susan Holbrook have done an excellent job with it. And now with the way just certain people are aging out and doing this, they've been led to start an NC4C young adult ministry. Still going to be under the umbrella of NC4C, which is, just New Creations for Christ. But it's going to be a young adult ministry. And it will be from the ages of 19 to 30, I think it was. Maybe 35. I'll double check that and get back with you. But when we have more information come out on our website and Facebook page about it. But that is something that if any of y'all would be interested in, as of right now, will be on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Just like the NC4C teen was. And we're not leaving the teens out. There's still an NC4C teen ministry that will continue to meet on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And I'm very thankful to say that I'm going to be heading that up with the teen ministry. Many of y'all know I do the FCA at school. I've done teen ministry, youth pastor before, and I love working with the teenage age group. When I was a teenager, I was involved, not as much as I should have been, but was involved in teen ministry and going to meetings and stuff. And that's just where my heart's at, is with the teenagers. And a lot of people will tell you and agree with me when I say that it's also where my head's at. I think that's why I get along so much with high schoolers, because up here in the old noggin, I'm on the same wavelength as teenagers. Because me and Brother Travis was talking actually Sunday morning, especially on the male side of the spectrum. Once we hit about 15 or 16, that whole maturity thing stops. And we kind of hang out in that. So, very blessed and thankful to be able to do that. And once again, just like the young adult ministry, we're going to be putting some more info out in the coming days and weeks. But it will start tomorrow, February the 1st. NC4C Young Adult Ministry and NC4C Teen Ministry, 7 p.m. All right. Now that we went through all of that, one thing every time I pray, it don't matter if it's a quick prayer, if it's one of them long prayers, whatever it is, every time I pray, there's something that I always mention to God. And, we always want things that we need. We always try to remember to give God thanks for the blessings that He's given us. But one thing that was instilled in me a long time ago to always ask God for was His wisdom. And His wisdom is what keeps or helps us from doing stupid things. Now, we still have the decision to make on what we're going to do and how we're going to act on these things. But without his wisdom, we're just kind of, like the old saying, a lost ball in high weeds. And grasping at straws, we just, well, let's try this and see what happens. Let's try that and see what happens. And we've talked and heard it talked, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, all those things about the Lord is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, all these different scriptures. But without the wisdom of God, we don't really have anything to follow when we're doing that. When we're trusting in the Lord with all of our heart, we're trusting in his wisdom. And the word is a lamp unto my feet. Well, that's the wisdom that's coming from the word. So it's very important to always seek God's wisdom in whatever situation it is. And what is God's wisdom? Well, for one, it's knowing his will. The wisdom of God relates to us what his will for us is. And that's something we definitely can't know without talking to it. From a minister standpoint, me going into this youth pastor role and the way I've been doing it with FCA and stuff too, I pray for the wisdom in what to do. What time do we have meetings? What day do we have meetings? If the numbers are this high, how much chili beans should I fix when it comes to FCA? If the numbers are this high, can we get by with just buying this much stuff to make? Even something like that. But from a general standpoint in ministry, it's, Lord, what do you want me to speak on today or this week or this month or, whenever it is that you're sharing the word? Lord, tell me how, lead me in how to relay this message. Is this something you just want me to read 300 scriptures? You want me to read 2 verses and go with it, and you'll take over? Lord, show me. And then take out the ministry part. Just in general life, man, we've got to have the wisdom of God for anything that we do. Because like I said earlier, if without the wisdom of God, we're just kind of going on our own, making our own little road, and grasping at straws, taking a chance. Well, this sounds like it might work. Let's give it a shot and see. And that'll work in some things, Sounds like if I put this whole thing of garlic in this spaghetti sauce, it's going to be good. Let's give it a shot. If it ain't, oh well, your breath stinks for the next 3 days. No big consequence. But these other major decisions in our life, if we strike out on our own and we don't listen to God, we can have some major consequences from, We can have financial ruin if we go out on our own without listening to God in investments or jobs or careers or any of that. We can have, accidents if we don't look to God for what car or what home to buy and all these different things. With whatever we do, we need to seek the wisdom of God. And sometimes we have doubt whether we get it, whether we can get the wisdom of God. But James chapter 1, and I'm going to read a couple verses here, that shows us we can't get it. It don't matter if you were saved yesterday or 80 years ago. It don't matter if you're the pastor of the church or if you sneak in the back row and sit there so nobody bothers you and talks to you and all that and you just kind of hide in the corner. It don't matter. James chapter 1, verse 5 says, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." Giveth to all men liberally. That means not only will God say, all right, you can have a little bit of wisdom, you can have a couple ounces more. Giveth to all liberally. All they wanted, and upbraideth not, which means he will never say, you know what, you're asking way too much for wisdom. Never. He'll never chastise you. Upbraideth not when it comes to us asking for wisdom. But there's one little caveat to that. It's there with anything that we ask of God. But it says, it shall be given him. And then verse 6 says, but let him ask of faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Not just faith, or not just wisdom, but anything. So when we ask for God's wisdom, we can go to him with that scripture right there, verse 5. We can say, Lord, you tell me in your word that if any man asks, any person asks, that you will give it to whoever asks in faith, and you will give it to us liberally. You'll fill me with your wisdom. So why don't we do that? Let's just jump on that train, God, whatever it is I've got coming up, whatever it is, decision or shoot, don't even have to be a decision. Just, Lord, give me your wisdom on how to do this. God may have done sent you the decision. He sent me the decision on this team ministry. But now I need to ask God for wisdom on how to run it, how to operate it. I need to ask God for his wisdom on what to speak on. Ask God for his wisdom on how to handle this situation that may arise, or that one, or anything that we're doing. We need to look to God for his wisdom. And that tells me right there in that book that he'll give it to me. Just got to have faith that when I ask him for the wisdom of something, that he's going to share it. He's going to give it liberally. So if you got something going on, and you will have something going on, you'll have something to ask for wisdom about every day. Go to him. Don't be backward about it. Don't be afraid he's going to say no. Don't be afraid he's going to say, quit asking me for that. Because he tells us, that he upbraideth not, and that he giveth to all liberally. Whatever it may be, we need God's wisdom. And the good thing about needing God's wisdom for every little thing, he tells us we can have it. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you have a good week. Stay warm, stay dry, and don't be sliding around in the ice. If it's out there, don't go nowhere. We'll see you guys next time on MC Squared, the Monday Coffee Conversation.